The three-person system exists so that officials can get into position to see as many plays correctly as possible. But in the interest of having the ball side and the strong side in harmony, the rotation of officials becomes a critical matter. Let's start with the lead official, who dictates all but one rotation. The lead should mirror the ball's location, staying about a step behind where the ball is. Remember that even if the ball is not in the lead's area, and they are therefore not as focused on it as they would be otherwise, they should still know where the ball is. Once the ball enters anywhere between the two free throw lane lines extended all the way to the other side of the floor, the lead should move to the closed down position. This will put them in position to execute a rotation when needed. Once the ball moves to the opposite side of the floor and settles for a 1001 count, the lead official should begin the rotation. During the rotation, the lead should walk briskly to the other side of the baseline. The first two steps should be done while looking over their shoulder, watching any activity that is occurring in their old area of responsibility. After that, the lead should pick up their closest competitive matchup in their new area of responsibility.
No shot, offense!
The lead should keep walking briskly until reaching the location where the best angle is available to their matchup, and then turn into position.
2 shots.
If there is no specific matchup of interest, the lead should stop at the midway point between the three-point line and the free throw lane line. And if the ball swings back to the other side during the rotation, the lead should stop at the closed down position, as they may need to rotate back to the other side. Now let's move on to the trail official. During a rotation, the lead and the trail act as if they are on a string. That is to say, when the lead decides to rotate, the trail follows right behind, continuing to watch their area as they move from their old position down to the free throw line extended to become the center official.
1 shot. Count the basket.
After the first two steps of the rotation, the trail needs to cover the lead's old area of responsibility, as well as the rest of that half of the court. If, after a step, the lead decides not to rotate, the trail will go right back to their position on the floor. Remember, the lead and the trail are on a string together. The trail follows what the lead does. As the last person to rotate to their new position, the center official has a lot to think about. Since the rotating is supposed to put ball side and strong side in harmony, the old center must have action going on in front of them, so they shouldn't be in a hurry to go anywhere. The best place for the center to see the play may be right where they are standing, remembering that they can dive down or step up to see that play as needed. The result, after the lead and old trail have repositioned, will momentarily be two center officials. This is okay. Once the old center feels that they are no longer needed at that spot to see the particular play, they should walk themselves into their new position as the trail, making sure to look over their shoulder at the play so that calls are not missed. And with that, the rotation is complete. Now let's see that again. Here are 4 tips for the lead official in dealing with rotations. Tip number 1, if you find yourself looking across the paint at a play that is going on, it's time to rotate. Tip number 2, once you commit to starting a rotation and take a step into the paint, go ahead and finish that rotation. Tip number 3, do not step into the paint at all unless you are initiating a rotation. To do otherwise is likely to confuse the other officials. And tip number 4, when the defense is playing in a zone, the 3-person system requires less rotating than in a man-to-man defensive set. There is, however, one situation where the lead official will not dictate a rotation. If the ball settles on the center side of the floor, near the division line and the sideline, and there is defensive pressure on the ball, the center will initiate the rotation and move up to the trail. The lead will then move over to the other side, bringing the old trail official with them.